Hey guys, thanks for taking the time. Matt, we heard that you had, at least reportedly, a legitimate knee injury. How's that feeling? What process did you go through to get
Yeah.
ready for tonight? And how will that affect you all? I mean, Nick just sat there and said it'd be a nightmare if you all lost these titles early, whether legitimate or it's just you being good at your job and making us think that it's legitimate. It
Oh,
seems to
it's a
play a
shoot.
factor.
It's a very real injury that I've been dealing with. And it's been a rough year for me. Like I come back after all that time off
Muted.
lockdown, and the first thing I do is I break my rib when I jumped out of the dugout,
Yeah.
and I dealt with that for a second, and that sucked. And then we did the Falls Count Anywhere match with Butcher and the Blade, and I decided it would be a good idea to jump off the entrance,
It was definitely your idea too.
to dive off the entrance set into a diving elbow through a table where there is only concrete, by the way. Not a good idea. For a while, I was walking around at home and having a hard time kind of hobbling around. And I thought I might have had a hairline fracture in my fibula or something. My amazing wife, who's also watching this, noticed that I was having a hard time getting around, and she had Dr. Sampson order me an MRI just to see what was going on. And turns out that it wasn't my fibula; it was actually soft tissue, and it was the back of my knee. It was my MCL, and it was diagnosed that as after looking at the MRI, that I had a slight tear. Nothing at the time that
Your
needed
ACL
surgery.
too.
And then the most interesting part that I found about was they said that I had thinning of my ACL, which they also considered a slight tear. I haven't had any pain really in my ACL, just wear and tear. I remember thinking back, have I ever hurt my ACL? And I remembered back at maybe 2008, I banged up my knee and I had a hard time with it for a second. And that's the only time I could recall ever hurting my left knee in that area. So after talking to a couple of doctors, we're under the impression that the ACL may be a decade or older. And the MCL is brand new. It's something I've been dealing with. I've been rehabbing. I've been taping it before every match. And this was my 9th match, I believe, with the injury. And honestly, I felt pretty good with all things considered. And our medical staff is amazing. They would never send me out there if they weren't confident with me and how I felt. And I know my body as well. So all things considered,
Well,
I
now
felt
you got an ankle issue too.
now the ankle thing. But all things considered, I feel pretty good about it. The doctors feel pretty good about it. I'm going to take every precaution possible. And if it starts bothering me, we'll see what happens. I'll do the right thing. But I'm not too worried about it right now.